Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Okay guys, I'm going to be seeing a video today. This is titled 8 reasons why people love living in Spain. All right, we're about to see some of the reasons why people are traveling to Spain, why people want to live in Spain, why we've been hearing people relocating to Spain. All right, so this video is going to show us 8 reasons why people love living in Spain. I am really curious because I really want to know why people actually love living in Spain. So if you're curious as much as I am, please subscribe. And if you find this video interesting, like, share, and comment on it. All right, so let's jump in.
Hola Spain lovers, Stuart here with another video, and let's be honest, Spain is very popular at the moment. Lots of people considering a move to this country for various reasons. But what is it that makes Spain so special? That's the question. Well, I've gone to the internet, I've looked for some answers, I've compiled a whole series of different reasons as to why Spain is a fantastic country to live in. And today I'm going to put some of those reasons on the table to discuss and give my opinion as to whether I agree or don't agree with some of those reasons. So let's get started. Now, first up, one of the main reasons that a lot of people move to Spain is for the slower, more relaxed lifestyle. And let's be honest, life in Spain has a rhythm all its own, and some things move at a slower pace here. There's a real focus on enjoying the moment, whether that's taking a proper lunch break, going for a walk, or simply sitting at a cafe doing nothing at all. It's the art of living well. However, while it is true that in some parts of the country things do move at a slower pace, I would say that it's not the case in big cities, or at least that has been my experience. Living here in Madrid, which is the biggest city in Spain, a city of 3 or 4 million people, I can say that things often do not move slowly. But it could be the case in some of the smaller cities and towns here in Spain that things do indeed move at a slower pace. So if that is something that you are looking for here in Spain, consider moving to a smaller town or city. I wouldn't really recommend a big city because, as I said, life can be very hectic in the big cities here, especially when it comes to traffic and doing things on a daily basis. That would be my advice. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the social culture here in Spain. And let's be honest, Spanish culture is incredibly social. Friends and family are everything, whether it's gathering for tapas, celebrating a fiesta, or just popping into the neighbor's house for a chat, you're never alone. The sense of community is powerful. And with this point, I would generally agree. However, it will depend on where you are living and what type of community you are living in. Again, in big cities, you can lose that sense of community. Cities like Madrid, Barcelona, things move very fast. People don't really have time for making new friends. They like to stick with their old friends, at least that has been my experience. And the sense of community that you might get in a smaller town here in Spain might be harder to find in a bigger city. But again, I would say that that's fairly common in the majority of big cities around the world. Right? And it is true that friends and family in this country are a priority. I said in a video that I made a couple of years ago that this is not necessarily a good thing, especially if you are not very family orientated and you don't get on well with your in-laws. That could be a problem. And sometimes it is going to be hard to break into the existing friendship groups. A lot of the Spanish people that I know have had the same friends for many years. They went to primary school together, they went to high school together, even university together, and they seem to stick to those groups. But if you are a social person and you're willing to put yourself out there, you shouldn't have problems finding new friendship groups. Now, the next thing that I have found during my research as to why people like living here in Spain has to do with food and how affordable it is. And it is true that for many, Spain is a food lover's paradise. Every region of the country has its own specialities, from paella in Valencia to pinchos in the Basque Country. But what really stands out is how affordable it is to eat well here. And of course, this is all due to one of my favorite things about Spain, the menú del día, the daily set menu that you can often get at a restaurant here for under 15 euros, and for many people that is an absolute bargain. You get a first course, you get a second course, you get dessert or coffee, a drink is thrown in there as well, and as I said, often for under 15 euros. However, and here comes the
That's
negative
quite
part, if you are
affordable.
not ordering the menu del dia, ordering straight from the menu, a la carte as they say, can be quite expensive nowadays, again in big cities here in Spain and also in some of the tourist areas. It's not as cheap as it used to be. I was having this conversation with my partner the other day about how when I first arrived here in Spain, how cheap everything was. Of course, we used the peseta back in the day, the former currency of the country, but when the euro came in my opinion, and in the opinion of many people, prices went up and up and up and up. And of course, salaries haven't improved much. So for the local population here, the cost of living, especially when it comes to food, is not as good as it used to be. But if you are coming to Spain from a more expensive country, like for example, Australia, maybe the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, other European countries, you might still find Spain quite cheap. But for people like myself who depend on the Spanish economy, it's not as great as it used to be. Now, the next topic we need to talk about is the weather, and let's be honest, the weather is the main draw card for many people that are considering a move to Spain, especially if they're from one of the northern European countries, the UK for example, or parts of North America that can get quite cold and not have the best weather. And let's be honest, Spain does have fantastic weather. Some parts of the country have over 300 days of sunshine a year, which is a lot. Other parts of the country do not, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But here, for example, in the center of Spain, I will say that we are blessed with fairly decent weathers. The summers can be very hot, the winters can be a little bit cold, but the sun shines most days, and that's very important if you come from a place where the sun does not shine very often. However, and as we have seen in recent times, weather phenomenons here in Spain are getting more extreme. We saw the Dana last year, which claimed the lives of some 230 people. Extreme weather conditions, flooding has been prominent earlier this year as well, and many parts of Spain have experienced severe drought over the last few years. For example, the province of Malaga down there in Andalusia. But good weather here in the majority of the country isn't a cliche. Maybe in the north of the country it isn't so good, but in the rest, absolutely fantastic. Now, the next reason that
Okay, these are really great reasons as to why people love living in Spain. All right, their lifestyle is good, their food is good, and not just good, it is affordable. Their social life is amazing. Their weather is also beautiful. These are actually some of the things to look out for if you wanna like live in a place. Okay, so these are really quite good reasons to think about Spain as a good place to live in, all right, compared to other European countries. It is quite affordable. This is really nice.
pops up on the internet quite a lot is Spain's affordable and comfortable living standard. And let's be honest, compared to many Western countries, Spain offers a more affordable lifestyle. Rent, utilities, even healthcare, they're all more accessible here. And public transport is cheap, clean and efficient. However, like many countries, Spain has also been experiencing a cost of living crisis in recent years, especially after that COVID period and also after the financial recession that here in Spain lasted a long time, and the economy has struggled to recover from those times. Lots of money has come into Spain from the European Union. The government seems to be spending it wisely. The economy is growing, which is positive. Jobs are being created. Not sure if they're good quality jobs or not, but nonetheless, jobs are being created. So as far as the economy is concerned, the data is positive. But again, if you talk to the average Spaniard, they might not agree with that statement because, as I said, the cost of living has gone up, rent prices have gone up, and Spain is not as cheap as it used to be, and lots of people are suffering. Nonetheless, I would say that Spain is still more affordable than many countries around the world, especially if you're coming here as a retired person with your pension secured. You will find Spain a more affordable option. Now, the next reason that I have found, according to the internet, that makes Spain a great country to live in is deep traditions and rich culture. And with the Easter celebrations recently over, you could get the impression that Spain has very, very deep traditions, especially in the south of the country. From flamenco to fiestas, Spain is bursting with traditions that make everyday life more vibrant. There's always something happening, a religious procession, a local market, or a regional celebration. You're never far from a cultural experience here in Spain. And that last statement is absolutely true. You are never far away from a cultural experience here, whether you like it or not. And this time of the year here in Spain, the springtime, is when the country really turns it on, especially when it comes to local town parties, or fiestas as they are called here. However, the traditions and festivals here are not for everyone. They might not be everyone's cup of tea, but they are an important part of Spanish culture. And let's be honest, without them, Spain wouldn't be Spain. Now, the next thing on my list regards nature, and it says that here in Spain, nature is always close by. And this is something that I agree with wholeheartedly. Spain is one of the most geographically diverse countries in Europe. You can go from the beach to the mountains in a matter of hours. Whether it's hiking in the Pyrenees, surfing in the north, or sunbathing in the south, nature lovers have endless options. And if you are like me and you love the outdoors and love outdoor living, Spain will not disappoint. In fact, I'm often amazed when I travel around Spain, and I travel around the country quite often, at just how diverse the landscapes can be. As I mentioned a minute ago, there are places here in Spain where you can go skiing in the morning, for example in the province of Granada, and then drive a couple of hours and you can go for a swim at the beach. Incredible. And if you like hiking, mountain biking, or any other type of outdoor activity, because of the fantastic weather that we have in the majority of the country, you can practice a lot of these activities 12 months of the year. And let's be honest, it's very, very difficult to put a price on that, right? And the final reason, according to the internet, as to why Spain is a fantastic country to live in is that it's a great place to retire or reset. Now, obviously, it's difficult for me to talk about this
It's quite
topic because I'm
affordable.
not retired yet. I'm getting closer and closer to retirement, and one day I will be a retiree in this country. But from what I have seen, pensioners that I have spoken to over the years, they do live very, very well in this country, mainly because it is still affordable. Healthcare costs are taken care of. They don't have to worry about that. Their incomes are guaranteed by the state with the state pension system that pensioners have access to here. So for many, many people, living here as a retiree is win-win. But Spain can also be a fantastic country if you're looking to reset your life. Maybe things are too stressful where you're currently living, you want a more relaxed way of life, a more relaxed style of life, then Spain could be the country for you. So there you go, some of the best parts, as I said, according to the internet, of living here in Spain. What's your opinion? Is it one thing or is it a combination of many different things? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you're thinking about making a change or just dreaming of adventure, maybe Spain is the country for you. I don't know. If you have any other ideas as to why Spain is a fantastic country to live in, I'd love to hear them. Please leave them in the comment section below. And if you don't think Spain is a great country, I'd love to hear the reasons for that too in the comment section below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. And by the way, if you are not a subscriber of this channel already, please become a subscriber, turn on notifications so that you know every time I release a new video and help keep the channel growing. Until the next one, hasta luego from Central Spain.
Okay, this is indeed an incredible video, and this has given us 8 reasons why people love living in Spain. So if you're thinking of a country to relocate to, or you're thinking of a country to retire to, I think Spain is actually a very perfect country to relocate to. All right, and also to move in, even if you're a young person trying to start off life and all, looks like Spain is really an affordable country to start life with. All right. So this is really an incredible video. All right. Share your thoughts and your opinion in the comment section. All right. If you live in Spain, what do you have to say about this video? What are the reasons why you love staying in Spain? or if you have reasons why you don't love living in Spain, you can as well let us know in the comment section. All right. Thank you for watching and see you guys on my next one. Bye.